Hello, this is Dave, and welcome to Equities Story. I'm with the Wolf, and we're here to. We're going to look at Einstein's the trends. I'm just going to go through those with Wolfie. That was quite popular what we did last week, so we'll have a look at what's trading and see what the Wolf likes fundamentally out of those. And we've got a few stories that have come out today with some some interesting announcements. Wolf, mate, just before we start today.
Yes.
Victory for the Palms, Wolfie.
Hey, hang on. You weren't singing that when you lost against Samoa in the rugby league, have you?
I think they'll be singing. Well, the Samoans might be singing it.
Oh God! Anyway, you win some, you lose some, huh?
Yeah, at least we win some.
Through that, you do.
Anyways, which was
congrats, by the way. You got to give it to you. Congrats. I think Australia's too old, too slow. To be honest, they need a new blood in there.
No, listen. I think 2020. You just need a bit of luck, don't you? And I think we got it. All right, let's go for this. Wolfie, this is just a general share advice and not personal advice. So let's get going. All right. Elders.
Yeah, let's start with that one. Absolutely.
So, okay, down 16%.
Yep.
The numbers were good. The outlook, there's issues a little bit with the flooding. We talked about this could potentially be a possibility. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But 16%. I mean, you're not buying it. If you're in it, you've got to sell it. It's not how we trade. But
I'll wait till the end of the week first.
Yeah, maybe wait to the end of the week. You're right. Wait to the end of the week. And
yeah.
I don't know. I think a little bit overdone, Wolf, in my opinion. I know they had that problem with some tax issue, which
they did say it. So there's probably three things in there that probably brought this share down 16% today or 15%, and I think it's overdone, like you said. First of all, the actual result was very, very good today, right? Very, very, very good. Sales revenue was up 35%, underlying EBIT 39%, underlying profit before tax 42%. The problem was the underlying profit after tax was only up 1%, and that goes down, and which means the EPS was only up 1%. So basically, you've got a share price that actually the earnings per share didn't go up anything for this year, and you'd be disappointed with that because you've got revenues going up 35%. You think to yourself, well, hang on a second, what's going on, right? So that's the disappointing thing, and they blame it on FY22 underlying profit after tax is impacted by the recognition of tax expense in underlying income commencing the 1st of October 2021. So that is a one-off thing, right? But unfortunately, it's impacted this year. So we've got to wear it. We move on. The other bit to it, right, is of course the outlook. And it was a pretty sketchy outlook, Dave, because they are warning about uncertainties about the wet weather and so on. Plus, some price fluctuations in certain, wheat and beef and everything else, costs as well. So, investors are getting a little bit scared, and I'm sure that potentially brokers had a little bit more positive view. So I'm just interested to see also
when I actually read that outlook, my gut feeling to me is that the management just wanted to protect their backside in case a lot of that stuff did come true.
Yeah.
They sort of said, it should be okay, but it might not be, which, I think they were just protecting themselves, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah, potentially, and they've done a very good job normally, Dave, with that, right? They usually are fairly conservative in their outlook, and they deliver on top of that, right? That's why I like this company from that point of view. But the third thing, Dave, that was really probably recently, we've seen a lot of these happening, and the share price is tanking. And I think maybe that's the strongest indication of what's happening today, and that is the planned CEO retirement. Not the CEO retirement, Dave. It's always scary, and that's probably one of the big issues in that result. So unfortunately, it's just one of those results that's probably two things are unexpected in there. and one thing that people should be really aware of. So I think long-term opportunity will probably knock here and say this is a good buying around the $11 mark, right, for the future. But just wait, give yourself some time. Don't panic if you're in this already. Wait till the week. Let's see what the brokers are saying that out there, and we'll make a decision probably by the end of the week what we do.
All right, let's have a look at Rick. Because excellent chart, had a upgrade. I mean, it still needs to break out a little bit to trend it, but if you're in it, you'd be holding it, wouldn't you? Yeah,
it wasn't an upgrade. It's actually a reiteration of guidance. I think it was unchanged what they said in today's quick.
It said outlook unchanged for first half. Earnings expected to improve on the previous corresponding period.
Which I think was the what they said previously. So it was the same thing. So it's
okay. They said it was an upgrade, but they're just saying again it was an upgrade. Not like an upgrade on the upgrade.
Oh, that's right. It's
just like
unchanged outlook. Yes.
Yeah. Just hey guys, remember we upgraded. All right. Don't forget we upgraded.
So they're still going very, very well. I mean, that's the end of the week, and it gives you confidence with elders that actually that space is still good. With a few moving parts that are probably out of their control, like the weather.
All right, and hopefully they'll give us another announcement next month, reminding us that
things are improved, but it's unchanged.
Yeah, unchanged. That's what we need now. Wolf, ALQ, because I saw the price action of this, and I thought it looked actually quite good. And it's slightly up. What do you reckon?
I like it. I mean, I'm just looking at the update. Here we go. So I've got it in front of me. We've got FY23 underlying NPAT guidance of between 300 and 320 million. So I am sort of doubling the actually EPS that they've had. And I'll have a look. So underlying interest was 34 cents. So let's say 68 cents. What's the price at the moment, right? So let's work it out what they're actually on right now and see whether there's actually value in this story. So here we go. So it's got 1221 divided by 0.68. You're looking at about 18 times. Now, if that comes through in the second half, and we do have around 18 times, I think historically, Dave, this is a fairly attractive valuation for ALQ. And when you look at what sort of market they're in, right? So they're in the testing, lab type testing type stuff for assaying and life sciences and so on. So this is quite a interesting business. And it lags normally. If there's a boom in the mining space, it's the one that does well in the latter parts of the thing, because it's, assays is probably much goes to the end of it. So I don't mind this company. I think it's quite good. And if I was in this, if you bought it this morning, I'd be fairly happy with what I saw.
Well, and think maybe it's a good.
Yeah, 13. And I think thinking I'm probably tugging the $13. Yes.
Wolf, A4N, which funny enough, I did put this on Einstein because I like that breakout, and then they go and ruin it all by putting an announcement out before the open today, and up it goes. But the charts picked the excitement, didn't they?
Yep. So look, I think it's a bit of nothing really. I mean, Origin taking 5% stake. Is it the be all and end all to move it up 10%? I don't know. So for me, pass in a way. But it's a nice thing having a big player like Origin on your share register at 5%. If I move maybe to 10, 15%, then I go, maybe there's something there. But 5%, yeah, it's okay.
Well, obviously Origin think there's something there, and they just want to get.
Absolutely. I mean, they've got a partnership, right, with Origin about the technology they've got with the HPA. So there's something there, but you probably want to see a bit more out of this.
PRN.
Okay.
So again, they had a nice little chart, and the chart's
good.
Yeah. But I actually had this on 5 weeks ago with that.
Okay.
And never gave us any reason to get out of it. And then had the breakout, it goes in again. What's happening here?
A really nice upgrade, Dave. This is one that you'd probably be looking at if you did get it on that 5-6 weeks ago. You'd still be holding, because I think this is 120 written all over it, because this is actually a substantial upgrade here. We're looking at previous previous update was between 185 to 205. Now it's between 215 and 230. So if you take the low point, that at least it's 10%, at least, maybe even 20% upgrade, right? So I'm liking this. And they're talking about that the upgraded guidance as a result of favorable movements in the US dollar. Okay. But the second part is improving operational commercial conditions. Yes. Give it to me, baby.
Right. It is on a real tear, isn't it, this company at the moment?
Yeah. So I think the 120 could be, next few weeks.
TLX, Wolf.
Position, I think, from them today, which I saw. It was immaterial from what I've been reading, but nevertheless, I still think if you're in this, you're holding this.
A few stories that I want to talk about down a bit today. ALY FOMO lithium story. Down, not for any reason. I think they just came out and said what they're going to be drilling soon.
Well, they've actually drilled, right? But all they did was update on the drilling, saying, okay, we finished our drilling. We've hit the pegmatite between 1 and 27 meters. So, you could be anything between. You don't have the actual assay results. That's what we're going to be waiting for this one. So a bit of FOMO, of course, when they pushed the price up to that almost 6 cents. Bit of profit taking coming in last week. Bit more profit taking today. Maybe the market's looking okay between 1 and 27 meters. Maybe it's not thick enough for us. I don't know. I mean, there's something in there that people are just jumping on from one horse to the next and moving on to this until the SS comes through. Maybe they'll play something else for the moment. So that's why you got to be very careful and when you're trading these things, have tight stops.
Wolf, SYR.
Yep. I quickly want to just read something out because I know there's a lot of FOMO in a lot of these stories, but this is just another reminder why we prefer Australia to other places where there's a little bit of more risk involved, especially sovereign risk. So Balama came up today saying Sarah was informed of security concerns in Namuno district around 50 kilometers from Balama graphite operation during a security review on 11th of November. It just shows, right? That's the risk you're taking with some of these things. So don't dismiss it. Have your tight stops in this. The market one could tell you very, very earlier than anyone else would know there's something wrong. So you've got to heed these charting warnings, Dave, I think, with these things. So while at the moment, I think the market's dismissing it, it's like a shot across the bow. Guys, there's definitely sovereign risk out there.
Flight Center, Wolfie,
Yes.
it's just struggling. Can't get back over trend. Can't get really any interest in the story. What's the reason for that? Because things are improving slightly, no?
Yeah, they are. I mean, they said everything's improving. They're going quite well, but it actually was a poor half. They went backwards with profits and everything else. However, they're saying the second half will be much, much stronger. It's a business that's frustrating, to be honest. The costs are going up. There's a lot of things that are potentially ruining their whole thesis for me in these sort of stocks. But the general feel is people are still traveling. People want to travel. And people are happy to pay top dollar for traveling. So FLT is not my cup of tea in this space. Like I've said many times over, SiteMinder is definitely my top pick. Then probably we're going to go to SKOs and some of the other places in there, but Flight Centers and Hello Worlds, no, thank you. I think it's not probably the place for me to put my money in this space.
Well, for WA1, which had a fantastic move up of late. Interesting announcement. I'll just sort of get this out so we can have a look. So the actual wording is the company requests a trading halt pending the release of an announcement to the market in relation to material exploration results. So they've obviously feel they've got something pretty juicy.
You wouldn't go in a trading halt unless you did, Dave, I hope. For their sake, right? So you'd hope they're sitting on something absolutely spectacular. And for those that are holding in there, good luck to everyone with WA1, right? I mean, that's went up to almost $3. It's come back to 177. It's had a really incredible run. And I tell you what, Dave, if these results are good, you still probably want to get in. Because remember, previously they've come out some pretty spectacular results. That's why it's up so much. So if the results are good, it's still all for all money, because I remember the good old SFRs, and when I teach my little course, this is exactly how they started. The first round of results were very good. People got in, then it sort of, it sort of came back a bit. People got a bit bored and went up, took some profits. But then the second load of results was even better. so they piled in again. And, it was a 10-bagger plus on SFR. This could be the same type stuff. It could be the same, like CHN as well. Chalice also had a spectacular run like this. But anyway, let's wait. Let's see what happens. I'm not going to call it any at the moment yet. I know it's quite promising, like we've told, we talked about. It's a trading stock, but it could turn something a little bit more with time. Well, let's see. Fingers crossed for everyone.
What market cap is the company trading at the moment, Wolfie?
Let's have a quick look for you, Dave. Market cap at 177. WA1.
54 million.
Yeah. Okay. So, look, Dave, if it's a genuine, remember, if it's a genuine discovery, a big discovery, high grade, all that, remember, it's $1 billion plus, right? Easy, right? We've seen it with Chalice. We've seen it all those the big discoveries. They go $1 billion plus. So that's what I'm saying, is that if this is a genuine discovery, if they come up with some spectacular results in this trading hold, we got to reassess and see where else, what's the possibilities of this.
All right. How quick? I suppose. Yeah. Well, you'll have a look at it, and we'll try and get our opinion to the members as quickly as we can.
Unless someone knows something, they've already got their announcement out somewhere, send it to us.
And Jan, takeover offer.
Yeah, there was some, I think, speculation. There was talk. Discussions with a takeover offer. Let me just have a look if I can find that rumor. See, it says no proposal that warrants disclosure at this time. No certainty that any proposal received will be reset. So there's talks for sure. That's why it's not flying up ridiculously, right? It's just waiting for, okay, well, give us some juicy bits. Give us what prices. Give us what, if there is going to be anything. But I think they had to do it because there was a price jump and people are going, what's going on?
Yeah. All right. That's going to be interesting, but it's not it's not a buy because they're just talking. It could happen. It might not happen. So there's a lot of risk in that. So you wouldn't be buying it, would you?
No. I think, you don't buy on speculation. I suppose you have to buy it on concrete evidence, right? So for me, no. I'd want to see what they actually, who they're talking to and how much and so on, all these things.
All right, Wolf, I just want to bring Einstein's over. So I just want to look at some of the trends that we put on and see if there's anything in particular that it excites the Wolf out of these charts. Now, ALU technology.
Yeah, it excites me. Now, it comes up.
So it had a nice, what I call exhaustion pattern, sideways. Good candle last week. And, you've seen, interesting, Wolf Tech come back a little bit as well. So I thought that looked very, very good on the weekend. Yep. You've got more high risk, and obviously we put it down here, high risk, PGC, yep. Little health play. LBL, it's thumbs up or down, LBL?
I don't follow it, so I probably just go, not sure.
Yeah, I think it's one Claude actually.
Yeah, I think his Claude's more than mine. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think Claude sort of likes technology, so to speak.
Yep.
INR, which is a lithium play, Wolf.
Yeah.
With nice little buy signal. So
just speculative. So really, for me, speculative things normally get a thumbs down, but definitely a trade in this space.
But this one, INR is one that's going to become a producer though in the future.
One hopes so. Yeah, I think they're in the US, right? So they are well positioned, I suppose, to get it up and going within the next probably 12 to 24 months.
MTC Wolf Metals, MTC Metals Tech.
Mm-hmm.
What do you like? Did you like it?
Aren't they in Europe somewhere, off memory? Let me just double check.
It could be the one in Spain, is it?
No, I think it's the one in Czech Republic, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's in Zurich.
Yeah, that's it. So for me, I like the project a lot. If it was in Australia, bloody amazing. In Czech Republic, maybe not so much. Too many people around.
All right, bit of risk and MEK, which we had a lovely, maybe the best buy signal, where we put it as a hot stock, Wolf, because it's got so much news coming over the next 2 or 3 months, and hopefully that news we'll see this get back to that 9
Oh yeah,
cents.
he had many things going for it. The buy signal, the incredible chart, and the news flow. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's got it all. So that's why that one was chosen as the hot stock. Bullish, we had Beach Petroleum, which had that announcement today, where they've taken over. Well, they're buying Warengo. Yeah, another. We had some of the smaller caps, WGO and RNU. Northern Star, I thought you could see some of these gold plays coming back, as OZL, again, maybe a few of these gold plays. Mineral, which is again up another 3% today. I think looking pretty strong. AK, again, gold, another one with PRU. DEG, more high risk, but again, it's up another 3% today. Wolf, looking very good. PRN picked up that announcement very, very nicely.
Yes.
LTR, again, you're seeing this sort of the lithium, a lot of these sort of lithium plays, aren't you? You've got CMM, had a lovely move up last week, and could go again. Little gold player, another lithium player. A4N, it picked that very nice. That's up. E25. Interestingly, AGY.
I think there's a theme happening here, Dave. Lithium and gold.
SYA, ATC. Well, it is, isn't it? LMG. But there was another theme that we picked up, and we spoke about this when we did the Cincinnati event. So you can see ALY, which hasn't done very well so far. I thought this was quite interesting. Little Auckland Airport coming back. You can see, well, obviously it should be coming back. With JLG again, ALQ, which had an announcement today.
JLG is the thumbs up.
Yeah, JLG is a good one. DRO, little drone shields, look nice. It looks like it could get back and at least retest that 25 cents. SXE, one of our favorite dividend plays, looking very nice. Wolf not far off a buy signal. I thought it looked good. SND, lightly traded. COV. CSL didn't look too bad at all. EBO, some NEU, which has been on Einstein's number of months. Again, looks great, but you just got to have a tight stop just under that $8. Promedicus again. Now ARX was a little interesting one. You've had Nearmax just recently been taken over, but ARX, the price action has been very good with that sort of really that interesting little breakout we had last week. OCC, which I think they're in a trading halt, are they? Or did they have some sort of
OEC is in a trading hold. OCC is not.
OCC, yeah, OCC, that's it.
OEC wasn't a trading hold.
Was it? Okay. We got CTE, A2 Milk. I think that one looks interesting. Looks like it's coming back for a nice little trade. IGL. Now this is one where there's a bit of takeover rumors last week. Obviously high risk. APA, CPU, OCL. So big tick for you.
Huge tick.
Yeah, and I think the day looked good. Weebit, where it's high risk. Macquarie coming back. Sun looks strong. AMP, the rise of AMP from its definitely positioned coming back. Now this was the interesting one, which I thought was this NWL, Hub, and PPS.
Yes.
So that was something that we spoke about on Saturday when we did the Cincinnati course. I thought, you're looking for themes and you're going gold, Dave, you're going lithium, but you're looking at these three companies as a similar basket, sort of looking for funds under management, Wolfie. Absolutely all saying, hello, we're back. I thought that was quite interesting.
So as long as the markets keep recovering, those three will do very well.
And we had LIC, which was, I think, in the property, the only one that I would say was worth looking like it was trending.
Fair enough.
I don't know what it's doing today. We can have a quick look actually, but LIC. But I mean, the price action was very, very, very good. Yes, just holding up there, isn't it? I think if the market holds up, it'll have that sort of $20.
I think generally, but remember, we had an incredible week last week, so maybe a little profit taking some of these stocks in the first thing in the morning on Monday, which is not surprising. But yeah, let's hope. The other thing I just wanted to mention, because this is what sort of leads me to why I think maybe that little recovery could go a little bit longer, is because I'm just reading about the China and the zero COVID policy, right? So here, there's an article in AFR today saying potentially a watershed moment and a change in tack for the COVID zero policy, right? A huge major pivot because China's reduced the amount of time inbound travelers must spend in quarantine and scrapped a system that penalized airlines for bringing COVID positive passengers in the country. It also pulled back on mass testing in a raft of measures that mark a major pivot. This is huge, Dave. So potentially, we're going to see China returning back to the fold of, looking after itself and forgetting about this ridiculous zero COVID policy. And if that's the case, we could see a little bit of a surge in some of these commodity prices. So just watch this space. Just watch, watch these charts and see how we go. Maybe there's a Santa rally after all.
Wolf, I sort of agree with you, right? But I would, with the Chinese, I'll believe it if I see it, because they did say this about a month ago, right? They're going to open everything up again, and they didn't.
Change their mind, right? Overnight, right? That's the thing.
This. I think they quite like this whole system of Chinese of controlling their people.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, now, the other thing is what I would say. We had a great session on CTM, Cincinnati course on Saturday. We'd like to thank all those people who were there, and hopefully you learned a lot. And I think we've had some great comments come back already from that course, Wolf. So that was fantastic.
Yep, sounds good.
All right. On that note, I'd like to thank you very much, Wolfie. Always absolutely brilliant. And hasta mañana.
Have a great week this week. Come on.
All right. See you, Wolfie. Take care.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.